Shabbat Shalom. Welcome back to Take Time for Torah. I'm so glad that you have joined us. This week is Parshat Behukotai, the two last Torah portions of the book of Leviticus, Vayikra. Vayikra is the holiness code, teaching us how to become holy people, how we can strive to be more than we are today and create a stronger relationship with God, but also, in a sense, how is it that we become more able to care for ourselves and to live a good, wholesome, satisfying, and holy life. In this week's Torah portion, Bahar Behukotai, we are given the laws of Shemitah and Yovel. Shemitah, every 7 years we would let the land lie fallow. Every 50 years, the Yovel, the Jubilee year, there's a sense of reboot, a reset of land ownership. Slaves go free, and in a sense, it's almost as if the Torah and God recognized that there needs to be a reboot. And so there's a reboot. Although, within Jewish law, there are ways that mitigate that so that people don't lose all that they have. But on the other hand, there are ways for people to help themselves and for families to help themselves get better, grow better. Our Torah portion teaches us about what happens if you become financially in dire straits. What happens if you can't afford your land? Then the Torah says, if your kinsman is in straits and has to sell part of his holding, this is chapter 25, verses 25 and 26, his nearest redeemer shall come and redeem what his kinsman has sold. And if a man has no one to redeem for him, but prospers and acquires enough to redeem with, he shall compute the years since the sale, and refund the difference to the man to whom he sold it, and return to his holding. And as our Eitz Chaim commentary in the bottom teaches us, Jewish law requires that we reach out and help those who are in financial straits, those who need help so their economic condition does not worsen. But Maimonides tempers that and says that it's not that we just give to them. The highest form of tzedakah is to help people become financially independent themselves. And that the old saying of if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he will be able to sustain himself for a lifetime. Thinking about that idea of how is it that we become financially stable for ourselves and help ourselves, in D'var Torah, a compilation of commentaries, two individuals make comments. First, the Chatam Sofer says, when there is no redeemer, when all sources of help have been exhausted, then he himself will have the means. The individual will have the means. Because God promises that God's self will help the person, and he will find the means to redeem it. That's one idea, that when you are at the bottom of wherever you are, you will find within yourself that God will give to you the strength to find the means to help yourself, the confidence almost to help yourself. The Malechet Machshevet teaches this in a little bit of a different way. He teaches the following, that the implication that if a person has someone else capable of redeeming his land, he himself will not be able to scrape together the means to redeem it. The reason for this is that when a person has a wealthy relative, he assumes the relative will redeem the land and will make no concerted effort to find the money. If, however, the person has no wealthy relative capable of redeeming the land and he despairs of outside aid, he will be forced to find a way to take care of this himself. In thinking about this, and in thinking about what is the role of government in our lives, because that's at heart of the debate that's currently going on between presidential candidates and those running for other offices, is what is the Jewish view? And I think the Jewish view is this: we have to open our hand to the needy. That is for sure. But we also have to help the needy to help themselves. Judaism very much believes that we need to become self-sufficient and self-sustaining. But at the end of it, all the way at the deepest part of ourselves, there is God. God is there to hold us up and to help us find the confidence, perhaps find a different path, perhaps go in a way that we had not thought of before. And so what is the role of government in all of this? Well, the role of government is to help us find those different paths. It's to help us in the short term, and it is to help us sustain ourselves in the short term so we can feed our family and take care of ourselves. But in the long term, one of government's role, I think and feel, is what Maimonides teaches us, that we need to help individuals become self-sufficient, because the stronger they are, the stronger our society is. Shabbat Shalom. I wish you a wonderful week, and next week we will begin the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. Shabbat Shalom.